We returned to Puerto Vallarta on our last cruise for a local snorkel excursion. We almost didn't make it, and my nephew was hesitant to go, but we had a real adventure that day. Let's see how it all went down. I'm Troy, and this is the Port Lowdown. If you saw our first video on PV, here's a link, we stayed at the port and reviewed shopping. This time we booked a local open ocean snorkel trip through Airbnb experiences at Los Arcos National Marine Park near Playa Mismaloya, about a 45-minute drive south. My nephew had misgivings. He'd been seasick before and was hesitant about getting in the open ocean. So we picked a guide with an almost perfect feedback record. That gave us the confidence to reassure him the trip would be worth it, so he agreed. But first, we had to get there. Disembarkation was for 9 a.m. We needed to meet our guide at the romantic zone in front of an OXXO convenience store at 9:30. So we were hustling to get out of the port and wait on the street to catch our Uber. No problem, we had a 15-minute grace period, but waiting for our white Suzuki, there are a lot of them.
There's a lot of white Suzuki here.
Why did you say white Suzuki? There's so many white Suzuki now.
It was, well, look at the time. We got our ride with 10 minutes left on our grace period. Now, distances are relatively short, but often take longer than expected, especially in traffic, which tends to bottle up just before you approach Centro, mostly due to certain intersections taking a while. Plus, the town's famous cobblestone roads are like mini tope speed bumps. You just can't be in too much of a hurry on those. In the end, we got there with only a minute to spare, but all the stress faded when we met Christopher, our guide.
We're gonna plan, we're gonna take the public bus to Mismaloya Beach. It's gonna be like around 25 minutes.
Okay.
The bus is 10 Mexican pesos per person.
Okay.
The bus driver gives change, but if you need it, let me know.
So you took a bus and you know that. Yeah.
Once on the ground, Chris gave us an orientation.
Right here, we're gonna go to this direction to get off the beach. Over there, we're first gonna make a stop in the restaurant if somebody needs to go to the restroom, change or anything.
Oh, okay.
From there, we're gonna take the boat to a natural aquarium, okay? We're gonna do all the activities, the snorkeling, everything. When we finish the experience, I'm gonna bring you back again to the restaurant. Over there, I'm gonna leave you. I'm not gonna be more with you because I gotta clean the boats, anchor, I got
Okay.
more boat rides.
Sure.
Okay.
But for over there, you can decide if you want to stay, maybe chill, take margaritas, beers,
Sure,
anything.
sure.
When you're ready to go back to PV, you're gonna take the same road. It's easy. It's a straight road. And right here, crossing the road, this is the bus stop. You see?
Okay.
Right there. The bus is the same one. It's sometimes it's white, sometimes it's green. It says Puerto Vallarta, and it's the only one who's gonna make a stop here. Okay?
Okay.
It passes every 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
They charge you 10 Mexican pesos per person, and
Okay.
it's gonna leave you back again in the same spot. Easy.
Walking down the lane, we took in the lovely jungle. If the background looks vaguely familiar, it's because several movies were shot here, including Predator. But the important movie was Night of the Iguana, starring Richard Burton. His offset love affair with Liz Taylor set off a wave of attention for PV, which triggered the eventual resort wave. And it all started on this little beach. The set is a ruins now. Today, modern resorts hang out with local restaurants and massage treatments. Despite it being busy, the vibe is mellow, way mellow. We stationed our towels and slippers at the local restaurant and headed out to the boat, which docks right at the waterline, the drop-off being steep. The trip would be a leap of faith, starting with just getting on the boat in the whirling surf. By the way, expect most of everything you have to get wet. Nothing on deck will stay dry. So ask if you can stash some stuff in the hold before you sail. Now, wave conditions are usually calm, just not today.
Remember that motion sickness thing here? Yeah, you don't have it. If you really have a seasickness, you would have, so you'll be over.
You'll be throwing up
Yeah,
right
you'll
now.
be throwing up right now.
No worries. Chris's native Mismaloya, knowing every part of the bay. Now we sailed out for about 20 minutes to Los Arcos in Banderas Bay, a cluster of small islands near a protected natural aquarium, perfect for snorkeling. But first, some up-close time with the famous rocks. Roca del Diablo, Devil's Rock.
You see the black shadow in front of us?
Yeah.
This shadow was made from a lining more than 50 years ago. If you put a little bit of imagination, you can see the shape of the devil.
Devil's Cave.
It feels like a Disneyland ride, but it's real.
And Roca de los Arcos, Rock of the Arches. And my nephew? He was a trooper. In fact, we were all having the time of our lives. It was time to start to snorkel.
I guess the fish like those hunters.
Chris made it easy for my nephew and everybody. Now it is a bit scary at first. All these sensations come rushing out at you. But that fades quickly. Sometimes Chris would stop us to discuss the marine life. And the water was quite comfortable, not too cold. Now, my nephew was previously afraid of swimming in the ocean from the beach, so doing this in the open ocean really gave him a sense of confidence. Heading back was even rougher than going, but look at these boys take to it. By the way, if you're enjoying our snorkeling adventure, hit us up with a like. And consider subscribing. We're putting out new videos every week. Your support would mean the world to us. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X. Back on the beach, and it was time to eat. Ample and super fresh guacamole, mandatory, of course.
Getting this burger.
Huh?
Getting the burger.
Getting a burger.
If I'm hungry after this,
What is this, son?
The garlic shrimp.
This is probably the best quesadilla I ever had. And this is like roasted octopus
It's actually
with melted
like,
cheese.
I mean,
It is
I like
get
that.
used to.
It's right. I know.
It's a busy
He's
beach,
asking you
but
to try
it's
it.
really beautiful and really chill.
Try. I didn't say
And I could spend some time here.
good.
So if I didn't get it before, I didn't get Mexico before,
We need to order.
I get it.
So,
I get it.
yeah. Burger.
I'll take my drink now.
One burger. Okay. No.
No bus back for us, since it would have dropped us off at the same OXXO store and we'd still have to get an Uber to get back to port. So we negotiated a direct taxi ride, $20 total US, which was just as well. What a day. We're not paid for this, we just really had a great time on this tour. It's professional, it's exciting, and it's local. Have you been to Playa Mismaloya and Puerto Vallarta? What was your experience? Let us know in the comments.